What's up, everyone, and welcome to All Things Owensboro podcast, where an ordinary town meets extraordinary stories. I'm your host, Brad Winter, a professional absolutely nothing, but an enthusiast of good conversation, great stories, and community ministry at First Baptist Church, Owensboro. And today's episode's a great one, folks. Today's episode, we sit down with Amanda Glenn, the heartbeat of Foust Elementary, as our family resource counselor. Amanda doesn't just serve students, she uplifts entire families. From backpacks of food to shoes for growing feet, from emotional support to daily encouragement, Amanda is on the front lines of what it means to love our city well. Hear how her passion, faith, and deep roots in Owensboro fuel her call to meeting real needs and building real relationships, one child at a time. So grab your coffee and settle in. You don't want to miss this inspiring conversation with someone who's truly making a difference in Owensboro. And hey, if you're looking for a church that feels like home, come check out First Baptist Church on all socials at FBCOWB. We love to have you on a Sunday morning at either 8 or 10:30. And get this, I will meet you in the reception area and I will help you get around the church. I'm excited to see your bright and shining faces. All right, enough chit chat here. Let's dive in, Owensboro. Hey guys, welcome back to All Things Owensboro. I have a special guest today. I say that every week, but this week we have Miss Amanda Glenn, the Foust Family Resource Counselor. If you don't know what that is, you might have heard of it as the FRC. Kentucky does really well at this, and I'll let Amanda talk about that on there later. But Amanda, thank you for coming on the show.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Yeah, and today is Teachers Appreciation Week, or this week is...
This week, Foust is celebrating Teachers Appreciation Week. It's usually the first week of May, but since we will have state testing, we wanted to be able to really, enjoy, and taking care of our teachers and not have the stress of testing at the same time.
Yeah, and it's really cool. You should see it. She's dressed in like a huge pink tutu and green shirt.
You should mention that it's a Wicked theme, and
I
don't dress like this.
No, sorry, she doesn't just dress like that. I'm sorry. But Amanda, you've been here as family resource counselor about a year and a half or so.
Yep.
And so, what was your journey? I know you always haven't been in an FRC role. So, what is your journey to becoming a family resource counselor? And would you take that path again? Why or why not?
Well, it was a long path. It was a long journey. I worked at a school, and I had no idea what a family resource center coordinator even was until I worked in the school system. But I kept kind of learning and watching, and I thought, I think that I might want to go back to school and finish my degree, and I think that's what I want to do. So that's what I did. I went back to Western Kentucky University as an adult, and I had 2 kids, and finished my degree. And then I did a couple of other jobs to kind of, usually the FRC jobs are pretty competitive, and they want someone who is very knowledgeable and has a lot of experience. And although I'd worked in a school system for several years and was pretty knowledgeable, I didn't have some of the experience that I needed. So I went to McLean County, and I was their director of community education for a year. And then I did some targeted case management here in Owensboro. And then this job at Foust opened up, and here I am, and I love it.
Yeah, that's good. And I can tell you love it because I've interacted with you a lot just through helping out Foust and whatnot. But you love the kids, you love the teachers. I can tell it's a fun, teacher family, I guess is what you call it. I don't know. But so I know you've taken an interesting path. It's not a bad path. All paths are different. But would you take that path again?
I think that I am better at my job because I am a little bit older and I have that life experience. I've had, I have children, and I've worked in the community and worked with families in different aspects. And it gave me a lot of, experience. I was with targeted case management. I was going into the homes and, seeing the dynamics of people. And that's what my whole degree is. It's a family and consumer science degree with a major in family studies and a minor in child studies. So that's my whole degree is kids, families, and I think that I'm better at my job because of my maybe later start.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, my wife was a psychology major, graduated with it, and then didn't want to do teaching, or figured out she wanted to do teaching later in life. And it's a little bit more difficult because you do have all the outside influence. But I agree with you. I think you definitely have a little bit more experience, not just thrown into the fire. You've already been through the fire, so getting to this point is a little easier to relate and whatnot. So it's cool. All right. So what does, because, people think FRC, do you just have fun all day? Do you just, like, what is your role? So what does a typical day look like for you as a family resource counselor at Foust? And just kind of just gives you gives the listeners, those who are listening, an inside look at your role and your heart for it.
There is no typical day. No 2 days are the same, which is one of the things that I really love about it. I do start every day. You can find me standing in front of the school, unloading the car rider line. I love that part. Not so much when it's cold or rainy, but generally I do enjoy it. I like seeing the kids first thing in the morning, being able to greet them, and even saying hi to the family members that drop them off. And I always shut the door, and I tell them, have a good day, because maybe nobody told them to have a good day. So that's something I try to do. Then sometimes there's meetings. It's a lot of just kind of whatever pops up. Someone might need some new shoes. Somebody may have spilled something on them at breakfast, which we have a clothing closet, and that allows us to help kids if they do need, a new pair of shoes, or if they need a change of clothes or things like that. I have my advisory council, and then this is a state funded position. So there are meetings that we have to attend, and I'm on several teams here, the leadership team, the attendance team, and the mental health team. So those all have meetings, but I don't just, that makes it sound like I'm cooped up in meetings all day, which is,
you're not, though.
But I'm not. I mean, anytime you come through here, you pretty much see me running somewhere. And, returning phone calls or messages. I get messages from families on Talking Points or Class Dojo, or sometimes they call the office and they have needs, and sometimes I need to connect them with the community resources or something. It is something that I can directly fix. Okay. I feel like our families don't hesitate to reach out when there's something that they need, or if they have a question, and I don't ever mind to help. So yeah. It really is just whatever pops up throughout the day.
Yeah, and I know, so I get an inside look at this just to help out at Foust for doing different things, but you have a real passion for this outdoor courtyard. So back in the day, if you're not familiar, I'm sure if you're from Owensboro, you know this. Foust used to be a junior high. It no longer is a junior high, but it has aspects of an older junior high, and one of those is a courtyard. You don't see that a lot in schools anymore, and so tell us a little bit more about that passion of the courtyard, your vision for it, why you're so passionate about that opportunity for Foust kids.
Well, that is something that has come about since we are a community, a full service community schools. That means that we received a grant, and we are one of the beta schools, and that there were 4 in town. It was us, Owensboro Middle School, Burns Elementary, and Burns Middle School. And we all received this. We're kind of piloting this grant, and now it's really expanded throughout Kentucky. But we were one of the first schools to get this grant, and we were really one of the first schools in Kentucky to even start using the money and programming and doing anything. So that was kind of neat to be part of that. Well, one of the things that we did, one of the programs, was the homework diner, which your church has helped out with, and it's been great. Families come and they work on homework. They can play educational games together. And at the end of the night, we have a free dinner provided and usually served by some members of the community. Well, another aspect of this grant, and it really has snowballed, and I just can't believe how well it has turned out. When I came to Foust, I saw the courtyard, and it was fine, but it had not had kind of the TLC that it really needed.
Yeah,
and I really thought that we could get some wind chimes and some color out there, maybe plant some flowers, and just really make it a fun space where kids could be outside and learn. Teachers could have class if they wanted to, and it has really just snowballed. We've had Integrity come. That's a long company. We've had them come out and do some major renovations with the landscaping. We've ordered some fantastic outdoor furniture, and we are really creating spaces for the students to learn and have an alternate like school setting, alternate classroom setting. And there's research that shows that being outside really is beneficial to your mental health, and just having that opportunity to give the teachers another option to take their learning outside of the classroom. And it is really just fantastic.
And it's handicap accessible, right? So literally any student can go out there.
Yes, we have some friends who are in wheelchairs, but we have made it handicap accessible. We've got a couple of ramps so that everybody can enjoy it.
Yeah, and I really wish, man, I really wish we had a picture of like before and after, because I saw it before Integrity came out here, and it really needed some love. Like, you could tell, like, it's been here, but no one's really paid attention to it in a while. I remember when you shared that vision with me and what you wanted to do with it. I thought it was really cool. I know eventually you want to add some different things out there, and so anyway, so if you're out there and your kid goes to Foust, you're in for a treat. If you're not someone who's attending Foust or has somebody who attends Foust, I would challenge you to find out more about the homework diner, maybe even volunteer there and ask to go see the courtyard. It's really cool. So, but we talked about all these different roles you have. It changes every day. Not 2 days are the same, but there are some misconceptions and myths out there at FRC, and I wish I'd have a list. I should have come up with a list before we met. But are there any misconceptions or myths that you want to bust when it comes to the FRC?
I think that one of the biggest misconceptions is that the Family Resource Center is not for everyone. That not everyone needs the Family Resource Center. Or that support, that maybe it would just be our lower income families that need that support. And that's not true at all. A lot of the programming that we do is just learning. Who doesn't want to learn with their child? Who doesn't want to come to a family fun night with their child? What parent or, grandparent, raising grandkids doesn't need a little extra, support? So I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions, was that it's not for everybody, when it really is for everybody.
And just an example, I know you led a camp over the summer, I believe. It was for girls to really realize their potential and not just see themselves as a female in society, but more than that. And that was for anybody.
Yes, those are for, it's Girl Power Camp, and we're going to do it again this year. And it's an SEL camp, and each day kind of had its own theme. It was a small group. We only had 10 girls last year, which is kind of nice. And they were 4th grade girls that were entering the 5th grade. It was a week-long camp, and we had Mindful Monday. We talked about journaling and positive self-talk, and how to take, a quiet, reflective moment and things like that. And then Tuesday, Miss Cheryl from the Extension office, if you haven't had her on here, you should. She's fantastic.
Okay.
She came and made healthy snacks with us, and we also talked about UV safety, being out in the sun, and how to take care of, make some healthy choices with that. We also talked about, Wednesday we did a friendship lesson, and peer relationships, how to be a good friend, things that you look for in a friend, and, setting, maybe healthy boundaries, things that, how to have those good, strong relationships. And Thursday, River Valley came, and they kind of did it was fantastic, actually. They did a fill your bucket lesson, which kind of circled back to everything that we had talked about in the previous days. And then they focused a little bit on, mental health, and it was great. And then a lot of our girls had never been to Holiday World, so we rounded out the week with a trip to, I set out the roller coasters.
Yeah.
But we had a trip to Holiday World, and they thought it was fantastic. So that's something that we are going to do again this year, and we've got some girls already signed up for it. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So, and again, it's not just those who we feel like, oh, you're in need, you need clothes, you need food, you fill in the blank. Like, it's for anybody. So anybody can go to an FRC.
I mean, really, everybody needs something.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be, I mean, it doesn't have to be something like a basic need. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the Family Resource Center provides all sorts of information. Maybe you don't know what after school programs are available around town, or what kind of summer camps are offered. Well, I do, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're a connector then, in a
Yes, that's a
sense.
great,
Mm-hmm.
yes, that's a great word.
So
Is to,
family resource connector is a new term. That's what
it
I'm
could
hearing.
be,
Yeah.
yeah, it could be connector. Yes, definitely.
Looking for a place to get active, connect with others, and have fun as a family? Then come check out The Rec at FBC Owensboro. From open gym and a weight room to upward sports and community events, there's something for everyone. Memberships are super affordable, just $2 a day, $10 a month, or $60 a year. And get this, families, you only pay $120 max for the entire family for the whole year. And if you're a senior, college student, or one of our city heroes like a teacher, first responder, or healthcare worker, you get a discount too. The Rec is more than a gym, it's a place to belong. Really cool stuff. And you have opportunity to do a bunch of different things, which is really neat. And so going into FRC, we talked about misconceptions, myths, but what are some of the biggest needs that you're seeing among students and families in our community right now?
Their food insecurity is probably the top of the list. It stays the top of the list. There is the page Feeding Owensboro that I refer families to a lot. It will tell you who, what community partners have open food banks, or they are having food bags or things like that. Sometimes they even have hot meals, but who is serving what and where and the times for every single day they post something.
Okay.
We also offer the weekend backpack program. We serve over 120 students every single week with weekend food bags, and all of ours at Foust. And we are very lucky that our food bag program is supported by local churches, because I know several other schools they have to fund their own.
Yeah.
And we are very lucky that we are supported by the local churches.
Yeah, no, so that's cool. Yeah, that's something that's really neat. I've seen it before, and my wife works at Cravens, and I know that's one of their biggest needs too.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, so just think about that. If you're listening to this, I know a lot of you guys, when I put it on Facebook on what do you want to see in this podcast, you thought, well, what about, the roads being fixed? What about and again, this is not what the podcast is about, but I did tell somebody this could be a term act to fix problems in Owensboro. So here's your opportunity is that you've heard from Amanda, who's everyday connected with Foust students on the west side of town, that food insecurity is big. My wife works at Cravens. Food insecurity is big. I think you can probably hear that at Estes and Meadowlands and throughout the entire county that food insecurity is big. So why don't you? I just want to challenge you guys, if you're listening, to find ways to fight food insecurity, whether that's helping out schools who aren't being funded or aren't being supported by local churches, but could use the help getting food bags created. It could be you and your friends, you and your coworkers. You could find other ways as well. So anyway, not that this is what this podcast is about, but I just want to challenge you. You heard there was an issue. I just want to challenge you to try to come along with us and fight this problem. And so the fifth one is can you share a moment, Amanda, as an FRC or a story that's really stuck out with you, one that shows the impact of what you do?
Well, I can't really take credit for it, but whenever I think about the biggest impact or something that just really is burned in my brain, I've only been at Foust for like a year and a half. So this past December was my first Christmas at Foust, and Foust is a very special school. I can't even really explain it. The teachers, the staff, the kids, the families, it's different, and it's just so special. And something that even goes beyond just the everyday, I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but just how great it is every day is Faust the month of December.
Okay.
It is every day has a theme. The kids love it. The kids dress up. The staff dresses up. There's usually something special going on. But, the holidays also can be stressful for a lot of families. And one thing that we offer, we have the Christmas Wish, program here where families submit a letter if they are in need of Christmas assistance. Those letters come to me, and then I send them out to local community partners that have asked us. And, the community is very supportive of Foust. They are, every year. And we are very thankful for them, adopting our families during the holiday season. And then and then that's sometimes it can be, hard for families to ask for help. But it's such a great feeling, just the spirit of Christmas at Foust. That whole time, we're making, kids happy. We don't really see that, like that end result, because their families come and pick up, the gifts. And it's not about gifts, but it's about that spirit of giving and seeing everybody, the teachers in the school, coming together, the community pitching in to help, and seeing, parents or families that are very thankful. And it took a little bit of that burden or that pressure off of them, helping them with Christmas. And it's just, I know I said special a lot, but that is really the word that comes to mind when I think about Foust and our Foust family, and then the community that supports us. So it's not really a specific story, but it is something that really makes me feel like, because it's crazy. I'm not.
Oh, I bet.
I'm not going to say that it's not a wild time, because it's busy, and it's busy from the moment you get up to the minute you go to bed, and then I think about it in the middle of the night, making sure everybody's taken care of. But that is one time that really makes you feel the impact of what you do, like that good.
So, like,
feeling.
you're saying, like, the magic comes alive in that month.
Yes,
It really does. Yeah. And I would even say, just when I walk in here and there, you can kind of just tell. I don't know. Like, I've told other people this. Like, it just feels like Foust has it together. I don't know what it is, and I know that's not always the case.
It's really good. But, it's strong administration, strong leadership, and just the right combination of people. Sometimes you just hit the jackpot, and we've got the jackpot over here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've got one that's a little bit more specific now that you say that.
Yeah, well, tell us that, because it's all about you.
So I have a little friend, and she has had some pretty significant dental needs. Like, she's in pain, and her mom has reached out for help, like trying to find a dentist. So I was able to connect her with a local dentist, and our relationship with Goodfellows was able to assist them in paying for it. And she was able to get the treatment that she needed. She's no longer in pain. And her mom was so thankful, and just repeatedly, sending me messages or telling me, thank you for taking care of my child. Thank you for helping me find, the right people to serve us. So that's also, a good feeling, knowing that I was able to connect her with the right dentist that was able to get her out of pain, because nobody likes a toothache, and
they don't. Yeah, but the fact that you're able to help her, and I'm sure she was genuine too. Like, most parents aren't going to be like, "Oh, thanks for the help." Like, she really did appreciate it, because she needed help. And the cool thing is, I think the cool thing is that there's that relationship there built, that she was comfortable enough reaching out to you, and not just assuming, I can't ask Amanda for help. Like, she knew I can ask Amanda and she'd help me out. So that's pretty cool.
Actually, she sent me another message, asking me that she had, I can't remember what it was now. It was something last week, but she was concerned about it. And so I said, I'll take her to the nurse and have the nurse give it a check to make sure it's looking good. And so she felt like she could reach out and ask me to help her again, which is the goal. You want people to tell you what they need so that you can help them, help the kids. And
so like you're literally taking care of families, and that's really cool. So you're really taking your job and making it into what it's supposed to be, and that's really cool to hear. We talked about food insecurity and Christmas wish, and there's probably endless amounts of opportunities for people in the community to get involved with Foust. And I know you guys are blessed in a sense of having that help already. But I know there's always some things that could be helped out with. So what if people are listening are like, hey, I would really like to partner with Amanda with such and such. What are some things that would be good to partner with you here at Foust with?
We are we will always take donations. That's we like I said, we had the clothing closet. We are always in need of pants and shoes. Those are pretty heavy hitters around here. Um, as far as volunteering, if you fill out one of our volunteer applications, we always need people to come and read with our friends. That is one of the most important.
And how do they do that? Like, where's the volunteer application?
I have it, and
Okay.
you can contact me. You can call the school. They can put you through to me. I can get you a volunteer application.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so in the show notes, I will include Amanda's email. And so, again, if you've heard this, you're like, man, I need to get a volunteer application. You can go to the show notes, click on her email. You should be able to send her an email.
Also, if you have a business or anything, or just want to help out, we're always looking for volunteers to serve at the homework diner and to also help serve or sponsor our events. We have donuts with grown-ups in September. It's kind of like our grandparents' day, but it's your whatever grown-up you want to bring.
That. Like, it's very
it was
inclusive,
heavily attended. We had over 300 people attend last year. So yes, if you ever want to sponsor anything, just let me know.
Yeah, so Amanda's open to anybody who wants to sponsor things. So, and that's a good way to connect with the community, right? And so I think, you don't shy away of just saying, oh, this is a Foust thing. You're usually really, like, I notice even in the homework diner, like, hey, like, this meal was provided by First Baptist Church Owensboro, blah, blah. And not that we're doing it to be recognized, but I think it just shows you, like, you're really wanting to be a partner. And when you're a partner, you're wanting to recognize those who are helping out as well. And it's not what they're doing it for, but it is nice.
And I also think that kind of gives our families an opportunity to see all the people that support and care about Foust. And if they ever needed anything, and then they might remember, oh, this company, they came to the homework diner when I was there. Maybe they would. Maybe I can go there for whatever service they need, or whatever it is. But I just think it's important to always show gratitude and thankfulness to all the community partners that do support and care about Foust.
Yeah, and just remember too, like, if you volunteer or you partner, you're helping create memories too. And so I think that's cool more than anything else. Like, you're not just doing it to feel good about yourself. And if you are, well, it is what it is. But, hopefully you're also seeing it as it's an opportunity for me to impact the community and make memories for those families. And so you have an opportunity to do that. All right. So enough about that. What is one thing you wish more people in Owensboro knew about the kids at Foust?
I mean, I might be, biased, but
it's okay.
Our kids are just the best. And I think that anybody that ever set foot in this building would see how kind our kids are, how smart they are, how supportive and like caring for one another they are. They definitely lift each other up, and we call it the Foust family, and there's a reason we call it our Foust family, because that is really what it feels like. That's
really cool. And so you talk about the Foust family, just how the kids support each other. Moving into the question about Owensboro, and I don't want to like presupposition what you may say, but I know a lot of people have talked about, even have mentioned Owensboro in that sense too, where Owensboro is here for each other. But without going too far into stealing somebody else's question or idea or thought, Amanda, you've been here. You were born and raised in Owensboro?
Yes.
So what's your favorite thing about Owensboro?
I kind of what you were just saying, that sense of community and just feeling like being from Owensboro is something special. I started at Sutton, and then I went to Owensboro Middle School, and then I graduated from Owensboro High School, and now I'm back in the district that I grew up in. And I think that my mother graduated from, and my grandfather,
really
and
cool,
my kids go to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that legacy and that tradition that is like, it's something special.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you're a Red Devil then through and through. Okay.
All day.
All right. That's good. I'll help out with the Apollo, but I won't mention too much. No. I know. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Actually, I went to a Cravens thing and wore my Apollo sweatshirt one time. They weren't too happy, but all right. Anyway, so yeah, Owensboro is great, and you hear that from a lot of people in this community. There's a lot of people that even come back. Like, they leave for a little bit, but they somehow find their way back to Owensboro.
Well, I went to U of L for a couple of years.
Okay.
After high school, and I lived there for 5 years, and then I did come back.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's different. Louisville's a big city, and Owensboro wants to be a big city, and there are opportunities for it to be a big city, but still has a small town feel to it, which is really cool. All right, Amanda, so we have this really cool segment. I like to do this with everybody who comes on, and it is 270 seconds of fame. So it's a rapid fire round where we get to know Owensboro in 270 seconds or less. Now, we don't time it, so it may go a little over 4.5 minutes. We've only had one episode do that.
Okay.
The rest have been way shorter than 4.5 minutes, so it's okay. But this is an opportunity for you not to think, just quick answers.
Oh, no.
No
What if I'm
hesitation.
wrong? Is it my
it's
opinion?
Okay. No, it's an
okay.
opinion. It's an opinion, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
there is no wrong answers in this.
Okay.
And so let's dive into what makes Owensboro with 270 seconds of pure, unfiltered fun. Are you ready?
I think so.
All right, let's go, Amanda. The first question is, what is your favorite barbecue spot in Owensboro?
Old Hickory.
Old Hickory, all right. What's your go-to local event or festival?
It used to be the Apple Festival.
Oh, yeah, no longer,
Yeah.
I think it went out, anyway.
Old school
rest in
barbecue and
peace.
Apple Festival.
Yes.
Those are the two, yes.
Yeah, okay. So if Owensboro, this is a tough one for a lot of people, but if Owensboro had a signature dish, what would it be?
Burger?
Burger, okay, that works. Best view in Owensboro?
Best view. Probably the Blue Bridge when they shut it down and you can do the walk across in
Oh,
September.
that is really cool, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you can see all of downtown.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
That is really cool. Favorite local park to hang out at?
Panther Creek.
Okay. Yeah, I like the hiking over there. It's pretty neat. Most underrated spot in Owensboro?
Underrated?
Yes, underrated.
Like restaurant or just place in general?
Anywhere.
Oh.
Like, do you have a favorite and it doesn't get as much love as maybe other places?
Oh, I don't know. Can I pass?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
pass on that. That's fine. What's your favorite local restaurant for like a date night?
Oh, we go to Mr. B's all the time.
Okay.
I don't know if that really counts as local.
Did you go to Henderson before moved
Yes.
to Owensboro? Okay.
Yeah, and it was really good.
Okay.
But Owensboro got it together, and
So you go to Owensboro now?
we go to Owensboro
Okay,
now.
that makes sense.
We actually went there Saturday night.
Okay.
So-
Okay. Hey, that's cool. I like Mr. B's. It's a good one. So here's another one. It's kind of like the underrated spot, but what's a hidden gem in Owensboro that most people don't know about?
I mean, I don't think it's a hidden gem, but we like the Wonder Whip. They have the
yeah.
the Dole Whip, and it's not
Mhm.
hidden gem, and everybody knows about
yeah.
it. But I do I like to go there and get the Dole Whip. That is something that I personally like.
I think the burgers are pretty good too. All right, so we kind of talked about this already, but which high school are you a fan of? Owensboro, DC, Apollo, or Catholic?
Owensboro.
Okay, Owensboro. All right, Red Devil till you die.
Yes.
What's your favorite thing about living in Owensboro?
Kind of circling back to the beginning, sometimes it's not super great to go to Kroger and see everybody you've ever known, but
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is kind of nice. I really like it. Kind of when we are at like an Owensboro event and you see people and you catch up and just that community. That's just what I like. I like going places and seeing people that I know or
Or you haven't seen in like 15 years
Yeah.
and they recognize you. Yeah, that's cool.
Or people come up to my kids and they're like, "Are you?" It's a lot
Oh,
easier
wow,
now
okay,
with
yeah.
with Facebook because you see
Mhm.
these kids and then you think, "Oh my goodness, that's so and so's kid that I graduated with,"
Mhm.
which is kind of neat.
Yeah, kind of neat. Makes you feel old, but kind of neat for sure. Maybe, I don't know. I'll get there at some point. Okay, so if you had to recommend one local place for a first-time visitor, where would it be?
The Big Dipper, which
The
is
Big
kind
Dipper,
of
okay.
I guess a rival for the
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
for the Wonder
similar
Whip.
style. Yeah.
But cherry Coke from the Dipper, can't go wrong.
Okay, and they're not just cash only now, so that helps.
Correct.
Someone did.
That's-
So we were here 5 years. We've been here 5 years. And the first time I went, we're like ready to eat, and we're like, we give them the card, like, oh, we're cash only, and I'm like, are you serious? And they're like, yeah.
I guess if you wanted to eat, I would say Colby's downtown is
It
good.
is. It is, yeah.
That's a good restaurant.
Yeah,
if you want
suggestion,
something
like-
that's not Big Dipper.
Yeah, it is true. Like chef salad with like hot bacon jam and honey mustard. It's where it's at. So, all right. So I have two more questions for you. One word, describe Owensboro vibe.
One word. Owensboro vibe.
These were also AI generated. So
Oh. I don't know, because it's I mean, one word. Oh, sorry, I'm not very good at
hey,
this.
you're fine.
I'm unsure. Pass.
Okay, pass. Okay, and then there's one last question.
Okay.
All right, what's one thing you would change if you could about Owensboro?
I mean, I think that we would have more more places that and I hear this a lot, that families can go, you
Okay.
know, like, you know, we have some like bowling alleys, and we have a laser tag place, but like just more of that where you can go out and do things together as a family, more opportunities for not having to go to Evansville to do things.
Yeah.
So
No, and that makes sense. And Braden West, who was on the last episode, he even mentioned that was his thing that he would change, just more family type deals. And I know there's a putt. We mentioned that last episode. Go next to 270 Tactical over off of Sherm. Hopefully that works out. That I don't know when they're opening, but there was a story about them the other day on maybe the Messenger or Owensboro Times. And so anyway,
I heard that yes, just something, or just more stuff that you can go out and do together.
That makes sense. Okay, so and then my last question, and this has nothing to do with the 270's over.
Okay.
I don't know if it's 4.5 minutes or not, but it's over.
I skipped a bunch of questions. So
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. So the question I have for you to kind of leave with everybody is, what's one thing you would like to encourage those who are listening?
I would encourage those who listen to find a way to do something for, even if you don't have kids in your local school, to even if it's something small, it doesn't have to be a grand gesture, but some, you know, maybe if you find, you know, books that your grandkids never, you know, use anymore, donate those, or donate a few school supplies here and there, or you've outgrown a jacket, or it doesn't have to be at Foust. It, you know, any of the local
it could be any school.
Any school. Just pick one that is close to your heart or close to your house, and find a way to support those, because I mean our kids are the most important thing that we have.
Yeah, they're our future, right? So,
and our teachers, they work long and hard and do so much behind the scenes. So anything that you can do for the teachers, the kids, the school, that would be my recommendation.
All right, so you heard it here. I'm sure you've heard it before. Maybe you haven't heard it before, but you know, teachers are worn out. They're real busy. But also kids, no matter what school they go into, need love. And whether they're at Highlands or Sutton, or they're at Foust and Eastview, they need some love and appreciation. So make sure you go do that. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I've had a lot of fun talking to Amanda. I hope you had a lot of fun talking to her. Sorry, listening to her. But let's continue to keep Owensboro unique, local, and a family like. And let's continue to listen to All Things Owensboro. You can subscribe, leave a review, share it with your friends. Go help us out by helping you out by getting more episodes out here, by sharing All Things Owensboro with all those people around you. Thanks.